I met Olivia at a sports event, though I hadn't even planned on being there. A friend of mine dragged me along to some city marathon. Don't ask me which one. I barely recall the specifics. I was never into running much, but I did hit the gym regularly to stay in decent shape. That day I figured, why not? It turned out to be a decision that would shape the next several years of my life, for better and worse. The moment I saw Olivia in that crowd, she stood out. Her ponytail bounced with every step, and she wore this eye-popping neon green shirt paired with ridiculously short shorts. Considering it was late April and barely 13 degrees Celsius, her outfit seemed like a challenge to the weather itself. I remember walking up and asking, "Aren't you cold?" That was how it started. Things escalated fast. Just 2 months later, she was living with me. It was all new, intense, and maybe a little terrifying in how easily she blended into my everyday life. After 2 years together, I asked her to marry me. She didn't say no, but she didn't exactly say yes either. She claimed she needed more stability before committing to family life. A year passed and I asked again. That time she agreed. Still, there was no hurry on her part when it came to wedding plans. Now for years in, we had finally set a date. The invitations were sent, and she had picked out her dress. "You're not supposed to see it before the wedding," she scolded when I accidentally walked in on her trying it on. But I couldn't look away. She looked breathtaking, strapless dress, subtle curves, and a slit that hinted just enough. We ended up laughing and rolling around in bed afterward, joking about the bad luck I had apparently invited by seeing the dress. It was around the May holidays when she left town with her colleagues for another team-building event. These events were supposed to help coworkers bond through sports competitions and outdoor activities. Olivia loved that stuff. She sent me a few pictures at first, smiling, posing with trophies. Then the photos from her started to slow down. But others were posting group shots, and in the background of a few, I saw her, often close to the same guy, a man older than her, always with a hand on her back or his arm casually resting near her waist. She was supposed to be home by midnight. I went to bed early since I had work the next day. When I woke around 2 a.m., she still wasn't home. I called her. She picked up after a few rings, voice sluggish and words slurred. Told me she was on her way. I stood out on the balcony and watched the minibus arrive. She stumbled out, laughing too loudly, supported by that same man from the photos. He handed her the gym bag and said something in her ear before heading off. She walked in giggling. "Hey babe, I'm home," she said. "Yeah, I noticed," I replied, trying not to sound bitter. "Oh, you're still up?" She giggled again and dropped her bag, heading straight for the bedroom. She was drunk, drunker than I'd ever seen her. I watched her strip right there in the room. What I saw stunned me. No underwear. Not a single piece. That wasn't like her. Not after 4 years together. Something didn't feel right. I asked where her clothes were, but she waved me off, already half asleep. I picked up her shorts just to check. Definitely nothing underneath. Her gym bag was almost empty, just a sweatshirt and a swimsuit. That was it. I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling. I knew I wasn't getting answers that night, so I just walked out and slept in another room. The next morning, her phone lit up nearby. I wasn't one to snoop, but this time a message popped up on the lock screen, and it stopped me cold. "Let's pretend it didn't happen. You've got a wedding, I've got a family. Once doesn't mean anything." That was it. In that moment, I stopped caring about the missing underwear, the drunken laughter, or her late arrival. I packed my things and left for work without a word. When I came home, she was waiting for me in the doorway with a hopeful smile and dinner ready. "I'm so embarrassed," she said, trying to sound remorseful. For a second, I thought she was about to confess. But no, I just drank way too much. That's all. That's all. I asked, growing colder. "Yes. I don't think that deserves this attitude," she shot back. I finally snapped. "Maybe it deserves an explanation for why you came home without any underwear." She flushed. "What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. Don't insult my intelligence. You stripped in front of me, remember?" Her smile vanished. She turned away, storming off into the bedroom. From there, I heard her voice, soft and broken. "Don't you trust me?" I laughed bitterly. "Oh, I trust you. I just forgot to trust Lucas. Lucas? Which Lucas? She asked, genuinely confused, or pretending to be. I'd had enough. I threw her bag toward the door. Pack your things. Read the last message from Lucas. She didn't argue. Just stood there, crying. It was a mistake. He said it meant nothing. I didn't mean for anything to happen. It was the heat, the alcohol, everything just spiraled. I didn't say a word. I stuffed her belongings into the bag and added the wedding dress on top. Go, I said quietly. Go before I completely lose my temper. She left without protest, leaving everything behind. Maybe she thought I'd cool down and ask her back. But I wouldn't. I couldn't. Whatever love I had for her had been drowned by that message, by the lie, by the betrayal. That night, I packed the rest of her things and drove them to her parents' house out of town. I didn't plan to speak to them, just left the bags at the gate. But her mother came out. She tried to reason with me, tried to downplay what had happened. One stupid night shouldn't ruin years of love, she said. Anyone could make a mistake. You could have been in her place. I stared at her. Has it ever happened to you? I asked flatly. She couldn't answer. Her eyes dropped. Her husband came out, didn't say a word, just shook my hand. I could feel his embarrassment, for his daughter, for all of it. Since then, I've kept my distance. Olivia didn't try to reach out, maybe realizing there was no coming back. There was nothing left to salvage. No vows, no apologies, no promises could undo what had been done.